Hi, everyone. Welcome to Go Day Easter Sunday edition.
Oh, I hope everybody's got their bonnets on.
Welcome. We're so excited to welcome you back to our second Go Day live stream and our, let's just say, 18th Go Day ever. How are you?
Great. We're assuming you're all staying at home. We've missed you in the last week. Thanks so much if you came last week. Thanks for coming back. We're so excited to be doing this in the midst. I mean, we're not excited that we're in the midst of a pandemic, but we're glad to be able to do it. Though we are all feeling so far apart, we are staying so tightly together through the magic of technology.
That's right. And what better way to join together today or any day than to talk about these things that we're all experiencing and talk to some of our favorite artists and entrepreneurs and people that inspire us to keep us inspired as we have to sit in our own homes.
That's right. Stewing in our own juices, as it were. If you didn't know, we are the people behind Dynasty Typewriter, which is a venue in Los Angeles. But right now, venues are illegal. And so we are turning to the internet, and Go Day has been our monthly way to tap in with our favorite folks and give our audience like a little free inspiration. And now we're taking it weekly and we're doing these live streams, and we were pretty excited because we came up with a little
new tagline. We've been trying to figure out and put our finger on what the show is because it's inspirational, but the name inspiration, the word can kind of feel kind of chicken soupy for the soul-y, which great series of books.
Also great food for the soul.
But we think that the people that read those exclusively might not connect completely with what we're doing.
So our new tagline is creative connection and absurd inspiration.
That's pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
If you're in the comment section, give a shout out if you like that. Creative connection and absurd inspiration.
And if you're in the comments section and you are mad about the way we just dragged Chicken Soup series, just
let Jack Canfield know. Jack Canfield, I don't know.
We also, let's give a shout out to the comment section. We have our wonderful graphic designer, Dan, is masquerading under the Dynasty Typewriter thing. And we found out in the last 10 days, Dan's secretly really into YouTube because we were so impressed with how well he did last week moderating or whatever he's doing. Dan, you have more gifts than we could have known. We're so grateful you're sharing them with us all the way from Canada.
And he's so great. So interact with him. He's going to put out some great prompts, some fun interactive questions. There's going to be some contests going and some great opportunities for Q&A possibilities. So guess what? It's time for you to engage.
Engage with Dan. Oh, and also, Dan, we never went over what the contest would be, so you can just make it up. But please don't overpromise, Dan. These are tough times.
We've approved one T-shirt. Anything beyond that could literally put us out of business right now.
A lint bar from storage.
So, and also, by the way, if you're in here and you aren't already subscribed to our channel, subscribe, because we're going to have a lot more great content and more live streams and stuff that we're making. And as producers ourselves, like, we want this channel to be chock full of great and amazing stuff. So press that subscribe button and
like, comment, subscribe.
Also,
what are you going to say? I was going to say, we, so last week was our first live stream. If you watched it, first of all, thank you so much. And also, you know, we learned a lot, and this week we're going to be building off that knowledge, but we were going to talk about our three main lessons just quickly, because number one lesson was it was a bit long, especially everything that Jamie and I did. I mean, what can you do? We needed to.
It was what it was,
We've
and
been cooped up.
it was close to 3 hours. And so, what do you take? You take what you've learned. And so, the goal for this podcast,
Mhm.
also known as a live stream, this is not a
Yep.
podcast, but really, what is a podcast? It doesn't matter. 90 minutes or less. We want to get to the
Woo!
point. We want to get to the talent. We want to get to this show. So, yeah, that is
Point
our goal.
number two. Last week, you might have noticed us doing this a lot.
There's a lot of
Because
very awkward silences.
and some awkward non-silences that we thought were silent, where we're going, are we on? Are we on? Well, we realized too late that we didn't have a way to communicate with our producer last week, our amazing Sammy, head of tech. And this week we have cracked the code with some high-tech stuff. Sammy, show them what we're working with.
That's right. What you're looking at is the highly technologically advanced
I on a stick.
module of a stick with words that communicate.
And so now we've just solved a problem and we're taking reusable spoons to the next level. Take that, turtles.
Plastics industry.
Um,
And finally, the one major and very important takeaway was, when you're producing a live stream, it's very important, to promote future ones and to capture what's happening, that you get really amazing screen grabs.
well,
But if
last
you're not
week,
prepared,
after the show, Jamie and I we were hit by a string of images that were incredibly upsetting by some of our very well-meaning teammates. The thing about a screen capture is one person might look okay and the other two are definitely doing
yeah,
this.
there's it just never adds up where everyone involved looks presentable, and that at least one person is going to look the opposite of how they'd ever want to perceive themselves.
And you know what's so bad? We didn't even know the screen grabs were happening. Okay. We weren't prepared. So this week we're moving into the tech space with another crazy Dynasty innovation. And this one, I'm sure everybody's going to be taking it for us, but we are creating something called the consensual screen grab.
So
Podcast, those are the moments you're allowed to get. Jamie, do you consent to having your screen grabbed?
I sure do, Vanessa. Do you consent to having your screen grabbed?
I do.
Then on the count of three.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Eyes open. Not blinking.
Grab it. Mary, grab it.
Okay.
Grab it, Mary.
Great. So
Okay.
we're going to offer that gift to all of our guests today, and hopefully we'll have the best screenshot game in the live stream arena.
Wow.
So now we're going to jump into a regular Go Day feature. It's called our Incense ceremony. So let's fire up that sweet graphic. Ooh, they have a cool graphic too. Look at it bouncing around. That means it's like took a lot of time to make.
Welcome back.
Oh, sorry. So today we are Incense is called spiritual healing, which seemed like an obvious choice. The world needs more healing than ever. It's a traditional stick, as you can see. Here's where I'm going to get a little bit crazy today, and this is a surprise even to Vanessa. And I don't know if this is the first time it's ever been done, but I'm going to take an incense match available at Dynasty when we're open, and use an incense match, which is a match that turns.
Jamie, you're sick. You're sick,
I
Jamie.
don't care.
Oh no, this can't be done.
I'm gonna light a stick of incense.
You're so sick.
With a damn stick of incense. And that is what we call a dinovation. By the way, it's a French vanilla incense match that is lighting this spiritual healing.
I'm going to be using an incense match sandalwood just in my own practice.
And if you're at home, if you have some incense or an imagination where you can pretend that you're lighting incense, that could be a fun little dynamic to play with. So now this is the incense match doing its thing. And then there's the spiritual healing doing its thing.
So in this moment, what we do at the top of Go Day when we have our incense ceremony is we just sort of set an intention and take a moment to appreciate the importance of ceremony. And this week, Jamie and I have been talking a lot about the importance of connection and communication in a time where we are all so isolated and everyone is living a very ramped up internal reality. It's more important than ever with the people that we are close to or the people that we're missing to have a clear line of communication. So today, our intention is just to open that channel.
Yeah, set the intention for yourself going into this coming week. And also, we're setting the intention for this live stream that we will communicate as clearly and effectively as possible.
And
Namaste.
everyone take a moment to breathe that in. Think of a person perhaps that you've been having a hard time communicating with, or a truth that you haven't spoken that's maybe been making things crunchy. And we're going to think about it for just a few seconds, and then we're going to release it. So everybody ready? Think of someone you need to communicate a little better with.
And maybe determine how you're going to reach out to them. I suggest a phone call, email, a Zoom.
I think pop in.
Yeah.
We'll pop in.
The world's begging for it, and they're definitely not expecting it. So
okay, so once you have your idea of how you're going to connect with someone in your mind and your heart, we're going to take a deep breath, and then we're going to do
a good old-fashioned classic
cruelty-free dove release. And number 16 is incredibly important to us. It wasn't just the stock footage we could find. The number 16 means something.
Who's your sweet 16?
You're my sweet 16. Welcome back.
Well, we hope that you've been properly inspired by the doves. Yeah, communication. That is the theme, and we're going to very quickly talk about it. We want to get to all these things, but more than ever, I don't think anyone could be properly prepared to deal with communication in a pandemic or quarantine situation, because most of us have never dealt with that. So Vanessa and I, as business partners, creative partners, best friends,
Scorpios,
double Scorpios, triple Scorps with Sammy, our producer. We've actually done very well, all things considered, in dealing with communicating throughout this. But we hit like a little tiny roadblock that we were able to get through this week. But it exposed this very idea of, checking in with people, especially when circumstances change to such a large degree, is important. And it's kind of the basis for communication in general is to check in with people and ask.
because I think we've generally had the assumption that because we know each other so well, that we understand where someone's coming from and everything about their life. But in the last month, everybody's reality is so flipped from what it has been. And so, yeah, Jamie and I just had like a little bump up, but we were like extreme communicators in that we were both physically uncomfortable as if there was anything unsaid. And as we were unpacking this moment together, we realized like, oh, Jamie is coming from, I mean, I know this, but I don't know what it feels like, a complete isolated place. And so he's viewing time really differently, and he's viewing conversations really differently. And I'm coming from a completely saturated place of parenting, spousing, no privacy.
Spouse is so hard.
Spousing so hard. I spouse it every day. But once we kind of got through that and it was really easy, it was like, oh yeah, in these days, maybe a more appropriate question than just assuming everything is fine or saying you good is the question that we've crafted. We want to share it with you. When you are talking to your friends or family, just ask, how is your hell? We're all living a new kind of hell. And it's what it is.
Yeah, the idea is that we're all in our own little kind of hells right now. But each of our hells is different. Some of us, the hellfire is strong and hot coming from below. For others, there's a smoky vibe to
Mesquite.
it
There's a mesquite flavor.
coming
Um,
from above. Just remembering, I think the most important thing that we're all going through this crazy thing. So if you're feeling, or as we tend to do as Scorpios that are empaths, we
mhm.
empath so hard uh, that there's even more than ever to empath from someone. So yeah, pay attention, and if you're feeling it, just bring it up and just remind yourself that whoever you're dealing with, they're dealing with circumstances that they couldn't have predicted, that they've never dealt with in their entire lives, and that their circumstances can be completely different than yours.
And at the end of the day, no matter what your hell is shaped like, there's still so much to be grateful for, which is why we keep coming back to our phrase, everything is.
Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect.
Oh, it totally is. Hey, Jamie, how's living in isolation going?
Oh, everything is perfect. And how is it to raise an
Processing your
entire
breakup.
family? What?
Oh, I asked how processing your breakup was.
Oh, yeah, processing a breakup, even with such major strides, continues to be a whirlwind, a day to day, hour to hour thing. But again, that is perfect.
Everything is perfect.
And how about you? I know you've been trying to bring some lavender back to life, and that you're raising a family every single hour in quarantine. How's that working out for you?
Everything is perfect.
Everything is perfect. Everything
Everything is
perfect.
perfect. It's that
Anyway,
easy.
okay, and our final segment before we get to the show. Um, if you're like us, you're missing human connection. We're missing it so much. And if you're like us, it's influencing your kinks.
Ooh. Yeah, who would believe that just a few short months ago, we used to be traveling in groups, not even noticing how swarmy we were. That's
So
why we've created something that's going to be good for all you lonely folks out there. We're
that are
going to start. Oh, yeah, go.
craving in your loins, the idea of being around other people. So, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the world of hashtag crowd porn.
Porn. Human groups, close, closed, emotion.
That's right. And I'm gonna get a little kind of vibe going in here. I don't know if you can hear that, but
Oh, I can.
let's fire up that first photo and look back to some of the things that we've taken for granted in our lives.
We've been really going through the archives. And remember when you used to go to the beach and wait in line for those bathrooms? Oh, man. Everybody's headed for that same doorknob, that same toilet, but who cares? You're at the beach. What's the worst thing that could happen? We
Doesn't matter. You're wearing flip flops and walking through urine, touching that same door as everyone else, overlooking a beach full of people coughing with no abandon.
Oh, there was a day where we would just stand so close with no thought given. And hey, it even went further than that. Let's dial back the clock. Yes, the second slide here is Hands Across America.
Right. In 1986, people wanted connection so deeply that the governments of the world came together. Or I should say, it was America. It was the one government of America decided that people should get as close as they possibly could and touch one another. It was a different time, a much more intimate time.
It was the exact opposite of our current reality as people came out of their houses with one thing on their minds to make a line of human beings touching each other as far as the earth could stretch.
And some people had so little amount of care that they brought their damn cattle to the scene.
And finally, we've got one that's too hot in its full resolution. So if it's a bit grainy, you'll have to tune in Wednesday at 8:30 to see the full pic. Yes, it's a family conga line in a carport. Oh, They've been sharing buffet food, and now they've got hands on hips as they circle serpentine style. Too many in that carport. That's
We
too
got
many
a
people.
we got a person count of about 11 here, but we can only imagine that this conga line stretches much further.
And you know they're gonna double dip in Aunt Jean's 7-layer dip. Oh no.
And what? We think that Jean probably had the flu.
Cut.
Cut. All right.
Wednesday at 8:30, you can tune into our YouTube channel for Crowd Porn, a new segment clip show, sure to be a sensation.
And we're actually not kidding at all. This Wednesday at 8:30, we will, on this very YouTube channel, be debuting. It'll be kind of a pilot episode of Crowd Porn, where we're going to be looking at pictures, video, and breaking down all those social norms that we just took for granted for so long.
If there's more than 15 people, we're interested. Crowd porn. And now we're going to get into the next parts of the show. I've had so much fun. We shaved a good 40 minutes off what we did last time, Jamie.
I know. That's a pat on our back. I don't know how we're timing out for that 90-minute promise, but
not
so
great. But we're going to keep going quickly.
So, first, we got a word from a sponsor. So let's hit that sponsor clip. Sam, go.
This popcorn is so good. But I wish I had the popcorn from Dynasty Typewriter right now. What's that popcorn called again?
Dynapop! How do you top your pop? Yeah, this is okay, but it's not as good as Dynapop.
Named Best Popcorn on the West Coast by Popcorn Magazine 2 years running. I know. I wish I was eating Dynapop with their world famous popcorn topping bar.
World famous popcorn topping bar. World famous popcorn.
World famous popcorn topping.
World famous popcorn.
Well, we can't have their popcorn because we can't go outside.
So I guess we'll just have to make our own at home. It won't be as good though. Let's all go to the kitchen. Let's all go to the kitchen. Let's all go to the kitchen and pretend that it's Dynapop.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back. So thank you to our sponsor. By the way, that was our good friend Matt O'Brien,
who we love.
By the way, I'm putting out the incense because if
it looks like a fire at this point. You shouldn't light incense with a match, Jamie.
How was your health?
Burning.
So we're just waiting on our guest, who might actually be available to us now. Not quite yet. But Matt O'Brien, who made that video with Julia, and they're all the way up in Canada. But Matt's going to be our guest. He's a wonderful performer at Dynasty. You might have seen him perform stand-up on Dynasty Tonight, or
you might have seen him in his scene-stealing role in Fast and the Furious, the musical. He actually had many roles, but he stole all the scenes, so he's a felon.
So he's going to be our guest next week, and we thank him for making that great advertisement for Dynapop, something we miss so much. And so we're just kind of, is there anything we can hit? How's the comments going right now?
Let me look. Looks pretty good. Should we swap up an order? Mike, if you're peering in, does that make sense? Oh, great. We can't wait to introduce you to our good friend.
I believe that we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful view from the home, I'm assuming, of Reggie Watts.
Reggie, are you there? No. Oh. Reggie?
Maybe, no, but.
We are on a roller coaster. I think when we come back, we're going to be seeing Reggie. We'll see what happens.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Now I'm just going to make sure the video source is correctly associated.
Such a great voice.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Hi.
Hi, Reggie.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back. I love the way you are sort of disappearing.
Yeah, I apologize about that.
No, you should never. Goodbye. Oh, please come back. Please no. Oh. Oh, these are tough times.
What is the view that we're looking at, Reggie?
What is that?
What is this beautiful view that we're?
Oh, that's the view from my sunroom.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thanks, bras.
Anytime.
How is your hell going?
What are you calling it?
Well, we're just asking people, how's your hell? And then you can make, cool.
How's my hell? Oh, how's my Hades?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. It's really good. I've been on the treadmill a lot, which has been good. And I've been when it first started, I was just like eating like an asshole, and just like
toilet paper.
Not feeling gross. No toilet paper, bidet for me.
Oh,
but,
again.
I didn't understand everybody just like freaking out about all this stuff. I was like, what are you doing? It's like not that I have a bidet or anything like no one knew, there's no shortage of anything. So why are people hoarding? I don't really get it. So
because we're just a moment away from everyone losing their minds.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, you know, it's interesting. What I'm interested most about is like the metrics from this whole thing, like behavioral data, through, you know, things that people buy, things that people do, places that people go to. I mean, you know, you see people doing all kinds of things like block parties, like social distance block parties. You know, everyone yells out their window at 8 p.m. in my hood. And it's just kind of, in a way, like aside from like the terrible things that are happening, you know, when people contract the virus and so forth, which is horrible, and just the personal responsibility of ensuring that we don't spread it or catch it and things like that. Aside from that, I think it's actually a pretty amazing time for humanity.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that too, in terms of the more intimate connection everybody's just kind of ready to get to right now. It seems like chit chat's kind of out the window, and we're all really earnestly feeling things, excited to have moments with each other.
Yeah, imagine that. It takes a while. It takes a while for it to wear off. You know what I mean? Like, so like the way that society is structured is kind of like a drug, and it just kind of, it has to wear off. There has to be enough of the disruption to it. It's durational. You have to have a certain amount of time. If it's just like a weekend, people will be like, oh, that was crazy, and then you're back to normal again. But when it's a long period of time, that's actually interesting, because that reveals a lot. The drug starts to wear off, and you're like, oh shit, I can't just justify things or rationalize things with these like little micro escapes, you know?
Yeah.
How do you think it's gonna pan out longer term? Do you think that we can hold on to this?
I don't know, man. You know, it's hard to say, because, you know, bad habits die hard. So you know, I think we're going to learn a lot of stuff. I mean, on a capitalist front, I'm sure they're going to, you know, companies are going to be analyzing like, what was our productivity when people were working from home, you know, and you know,
we pulled 0 Dynapop, by the way.
What's that? Zero?
Zero Dynapop.
Well, it's the most dynamic of all the pops, and if that's not selling, then I don't know. Nothing is.
You know, Colonel, the other one, Redenbacher, is in trouble.
No Colonel left behind. Like you're, you know, what would be really great is if you guys invested in a cornfield. And,
that would be great.
And it's just like, it's your cornfield, and like you design the corn yourself.
Let's get in the corn design game.
By the way, popcorn, like for quarantine, like that's something
popcorn.
Pop quarantine? Oh, yeah. So good. Yeah, well, you could send bags to people, couldn't you?
We could send the bag.
Yeah, you could sell like
I don't know how it keeps. We haven't gotten to the preservation game yet.
I think
you mean the actual popped corn, but like, what if you just had a kit?
We do need a kit.
Microwavable popcorn.
Yeah, like live with it. You could sell it on WhatsApp.
Well, speaking of snacks, you mentioned the first few week or whatever you were diving in. Is there any highlights to your snackings?
Highlights to snackings.
You can tell us anything, no matter how weird the snack.
Well, I am live streaming this on Twitch. I mean, I think no, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was just like a lot of like, you know, I'm kind of like quasi-vegan, if that makes sense. I'm like 90, like probably 93% vegan, and the rest is like vegetarian for the most part. Some fish here and there. So I would get like veggie burgers and, you know, cauliflower crust pizza from Skinny Bitch Pizza, and you know, I don't know, like Asian
Sounds bad.
things. What's that?
It
That
sounds
sounds
good.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, like, because Sammy and I used to hang out a lot, and we would always, at the beginning of quarantine, and we would always order grilled cheese sandwiches with vegan cheese. But then Sammy was like, we can't hang out with our friends anymore, and I was like, okay, fine. And so then we stopped, and then but then I kept going. So I was, I mean, I mean, I would say that the food that I'm getting, I don't know, it was just like basic stuff, pizza, burgers, and like Asian food. But I was just eating and eating and eating and eating because I just have that compulsion. I haven't been diagnosed with anything, but like there's just times where I'm just eating, getting high, eating, and then feeling terrible. And so this whole last week I've just been on the treadmill like twice a day, and not eating that much, eating smart, but not eating that much, and just determined to just shed like 10 pounds by the end of this. So that's been kind of fun. And so I have been doing that. I've been, you know, watching shows on the treadmill, and just like everything big, just soaked. It's so much water. It's so much sweat. It's just crazy, like just all over the place. It's really insane, but that's a good sign. And then just doing some basic weightlifting stuff and whatever, squats. So that's my way of kind of staying sane. And then like creating projects, like I set up my studio to have my keyboards and synthesizers, and I'm running it through my looping stuff, and you know, looking at what I might need, like a small mixer and stuff, and how to do more live streaming, how to do multi streams and all that stuff.
Awesome. And so what have been some of your highlighted, I've seen you several times on Instagram Live, but where can people see what you're doing, and what's your favorite kind of innovation that you've kind of discovered in this age of live streaming at such a different level than ever before?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, like little audio interfaces are really pretty great, you know, like the Apogee One or whatever that I use sometimes, like this little thing.
Ooh.
And just plugs directly into the iPhone, and yeah, and you can just iPhone connector, and then you can just plug this into your iPhone, and then that has like, you know, either an XLR input or a 1/4 inch input, and you can just plug in whatever you want into your phone, and there's a little mixer application in the phone that allows you to mix it. So that's really good. I've been learning that. I've been learning a lot about like managing OBS, which is a mixing program.
That's what Sammy's using right now.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, so OBS, you know, there's Discord, there's a few different companies, but OBS is kind of like, seems like everybody's really into it. And, you know, just like learning about that, and like doing different video sources, and then like what resolution are you outputting at, and all, you know, all that geeky stuff. That hopefully that'll go away. Hopefully that'll go away. We need it to be less geeky. We need to, I don't want to like plug in and go, what's the resolution I'm outputting at? It should just be an automatic transmission. It should just detect bandwidth and just downshift or upshift automatically. I don't want to mess with
settings. Nodding vigorously.
It's so fucking ridiculous. And you're like, oh, what did I know? Oh, I didn't put the input. Oh, the input isn't. And then did I stack? Then you like stack modules in the wrong order, and then that causes troubles. It's fucking stupid.
Quarantine is hard.
Quarantine is hard. And then Zoom is great, but like it's, you know, it's owned by 2 minutes left, guys. It's owned by a company by a Chinese company. So it's like, you don't know. And then there's all these security problems, and like all these corporations are using Zoom, and they've been reporting all of these problems with security. Now they've like said that they can't use the app anymore. And so then when I'm using Zoom, I'm like, not that who fucking cares about like comedians and producers talking to each other, who cares, but like, it just makes
You
it
don't want the line
exposes.
to be compromised, Reggie.
Yeah, I just don't. It's like, I mean, it could be, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, just because it's China, it could be any country spying, but I don't really care about that. It's just that it reminds me of like, oh, well, like the tools that we have are just the tools that we have. And maybe from this whole quarantine thing, we'll develop better systems, systems that are more automatic and easy to get going. And so, yeah, I mean, that's been my main tool thing. I've been using a lot of like, stabilized little gyro stabilized things for filming, and just trying different filming ideas, and like getting like really small LED lighting systems you can control from your phone and stuff. And
we have a listener or viewer who wants to know what you've been watching.
Oh, what I've been watching? I've been watching Westworld. I've been watching Devs, DEV as in Victor S. That's been amazing. Tales from the Loop on Amazon. A really beautiful Scandinavian inspired retro futuristic anthology. And then I've been watching The Blacklist. I've been watching what's the other one? UFO. What's the Ancient Aliens?
Oh.
Although I will say the episode before the newest episode was fucking whack. They're just like diving into like the occult and the supernatural. And I'm like, that's not UFOs, guys. And they tried to like loosely associate it. Could ghosts be a product of other worlds from ancient civilization? Like, no, you're just creating a rationalization to have this dumb episode. But yeah, so I've been watching that, and some movies, but not a lot of movies actually, mostly TV. And then I've been playing The Division 2 a lot.
That?
The video game. It's a video game about a virus that's unleashed in New York, actually all over the world, and people are living in a post-apocalyptic time, and there's a special team to keep law and order that gets activated in such extreme times called the Division. What's that? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like you're just running through the streets of New York or Washington D.C. with like a gas mask on and a huge backpack and tons of weapons.
I guess it's good preparation.
Yeah, it's good. It's good prep. Yeah.
And Reggie, before we wrap up, this show, Go Dave, we've been doing it for over a year, and we love it. And we love to talk to artists about basically so many of the people watching right now are artists that are stuck at home looking for motivation and just any kind of insights into creativity. So any kind of nugget in that realm that could help inspire some of the viewers would be awesome.
Yeah, you mean as in remaining inspired in these times, or
yeah,
that's what you mean? Yeah, I mean, I would say like, for me, whenever there's something goes wrong, or when something goes wrong, I get really excited because I know it's an opportunity you can take advantage of that opportunity, that gap. That's your in to achieving a lot of goals and dreams and taking advantage of that time. So for me, all I can say is like, look forward to things breaking down and things going wrong. Then you can never be let down.
Oh, good job. We didn't even prep you for that question.
Oh,
but we have to do one thing before we go. If you consent. Can we have a consensual screen grab moment where we all make a face that we're fine with if people are doing screen grabs?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's grab the screen.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I
think we got it.
I think we got it. Wow, that felt great.
Easter power.
Easter power forever.
Go Sumeria. Go pagans.
Thank you, Reggie, for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, you will. I can't wait to be on your stage.
We can't wait to have you back. Thank you so much, Reggie.
All right, thanks, guys. You're awesome. Right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Oh, life is so nice, guys.
What a treat. It's great to see his face, and it is true. I think about that a lot. We've talked about that a lot, you and I, the last couple of weeks, that this idea of challenges and things breaking down, even putting that label on them is just, this is what it is, and that is what life is taking all the things that comes. You can't predict the pandemic. You can't predict being quarantined, but
and something changing your path just makes room for a new path. I mean, it's exciting when you can take that kind of breath to say, oh, this isn't where I thought I was going, but really we're never fully in control. So
yeah, I
embrace
think
the unknown.
as soon as you stop resisting what is happening, you can then move on to embracing it and making the most of it.
Yeah. We know a guy that loves to make the most of everything. He's the Go-Day Goat.
That's right. He's back for the second week in a row. I mean, just of our live stream, he's been at the last dozen or so live shows. But you know him, and his resume precedes him. Won an Emmy for his work on the Ben Stiller Show. Wrote on Mr. Show, one of the most iconic shows ever. Some of the best episodes of The Simpsons ever created were written by Brent.
7 seasons of The Office.
And then has went on to be the showrunner for Love, Judd Apatow's show on Netflix. And then there's a million other things.
Force coming soon to Netflix with John Malkovich and Steve Carell. I mean, he is a all-star. He's also one of the most genuinely inspiring, kindest, and most generous people we know. And we're so excited to have him.
And just a quick heads up, we're probably going to be launching a series of kind of workshops with him on this network soon on writing and creativity. So put your hands together. Our next guest.
Clap emoji for Brent Forrester.
Hey, Brent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me?
So well.
Beautiful.
Okay, good.
And look at all your books.
Let's see. I don't hear you. Oh, now I hear you.
Oh.
How's that for connection?
I see a lot of books and I see an Emmy, honey.
What? Did I accidentally create a background that suggests I read a lot and win awards? Oh, no.
And maybe have
I'll
a
be
painting
drinking
thing?
out of a mug that has all of my television credits on it. Come on. Whoa, what? King of the Hill? This? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. What's on the bottom of this? Is it Space Force? Yeah.
Oh
Space
my
Force.
God.
It's happening, people. I got the mug. My dad made me this mug. He's 82 years old. He made me this mug for Christmas. He figured out how to put pictures on a mug, and I'm trying to make him feel better by using it constantly. I'm pitching TV shows, never without the mug, always.
Do we actually get our consensual screen grab moment with the mug so you can send it to him? No.
Sammy's shaking her head no. She's saying
Later.
Okay, we'll do it later.
Brent, would you like to be alone on the screen and just take it away?
You know, I've prepared, as usual, a manic Forrester monologue that will hopefully inspire you and leave you with usable lessons in creativity and comedy writing specifically. So yeah, just put me up, drop me off. I'm gonna hit my timer so I make sure that we keep this show tight. But if you're ready, I'll go.
Yay!
All right, here we go. Okay, so you know, we're all locked up here in quarantine, and it is stressful for everybody, and it's strange, and it's also emotionally profound for a lot of people, I'm noticing. So I'm in the state the same as all of us. And the other day I get a call from Judd Apatow, who from the mug, you may remember him. He was the guy who created the Ben Stiller Show and hired me 25 years ago as a writer on the show. I've remained friends with Judd for a long time, and he calls me and he says, Brent, will you come and take a walk with me? Now, I feel a strong ethical responsibility not to contaminate or get contaminated by anybody. And so we're on major lockdown protocols here. But I figure, you know, Judd's an important guy. And if I can walk, 9 feet away from him with a bandana over my mouth through the streets of Santa Monica, this could be good for my people. So I say yes. I go and meet Judd. Now, Judd, he's noticeably thinner than when I last saw him, okay? He says he's lost like 9 pounds. I say, Judd, what are you doing? He says, I'm walking. I am walking every day, constantly. He says, yesterday I walked 17 miles. Right now, keep in mind, Judd is not by nature an athlete. He hates athletes. He told me once that when he sees somebody running in like running shoes and he's driving his car, his first reaction is, fuck you. That's how he feels about athletes and athleticism. But somehow he's out there walking like typically 13 or 14 miles a day. Okay. I go, Judd, what are you doing when you're walking? He says, I'm talking on the phone. To who? Okay. He says, yesterday I talked to James L. Brooks, and then I talked to Albert Brooks. And then after that, I talked to Mel Brooks. Okay, so he's going through his Rolodex. Clearly he's in the B's here, and just trying to connect with the people that he admires most in comedy. All right. So I say, okay, how do I fit into this? He says, well, today I don't want to talk on the phone. I want to walk around to the famous people who live kind of in the Santa Monica area and literally talk to them in their driveways. And I can't do that alone because I'll look like a weirdo. So I wanted you to come with me so it looks like, I have a friend. I say, this is great. I'm in. All right. So off we go, walking through the streets of Santa Monica, meeting like the famous people that Judd Apatow knows. All right. So first we go and we see Martin Mull. Now, you may know this guy. He was on Fernwood Tonight, classic old school comedian. And he comes in and stands in his driveway. We're 20 feet away from him having this conversation. We say, Martin, what are you doing? He says, I've taken out all these old photos from myself, from my childhood that were in shoeboxes. And I'm putting them up on canvases. And then I'm getting other canvases and painting what I see. He's making this art, and then he's selling the art, apparently. He's in this state of deep inspiration, right? So we go from there to the house of Rob Reiner, the director. And he's in his driveway with his daughter. What are you doing, Rob? Oh, he says, I'm writing. But more importantly, my daughter's writing. And what she's writing is brilliant. And all he wants to talk to us is about his daughter's writing and how she's had these breakthroughs, right? Then we go to Jay Roach's driveway. Jay Roach, the director of Meet the Parents, he says, I don't have much time. I'm on the phone to USC. I'm teaching a class over the phone to students, right? We next go to the driveway of Eric Roth, this guy, he wrote Forrest Gump, okay? He's this old time screenwriter. And he wants to come out and he says, I'm writing the last Western that Clint Eastwood will ever be in, right? And he's in this kind of like this manic artistic state. And he wants to walk with us and then tell us the stories of his life. He says, you've got to understand, I took LSD in Israel in the 60s and I made love to a woman in the Red Sea while high on acid, right? Okay. Finally, on our way home, we go by the house of Jonah Hill, the young actor, and he comes out on his bike and he says, I've had this breakthrough. I need to work with others. I don't like to work alone. And so I'm just working, on FaceTime with another writer. It's this breakthrough for me. And also I'm looking for things to watch. And I found the two best things to watch right now are Neil Brennan's comedy tribute to Dave Chappelle for the Mark Twain Award. And also he's rewatching episodes of Jersey Shore, which he says completely hold up. Okay. At the end of this, we've walked 7 miles, okay? We've walked 7 miles, had 5 conversations with people at the highest level of like rawness. I say, Judd, what is happening? What is happening? There's this crazy energy in here. Judd says, what's happening is the whole nation is having a deathbed moment, right? I say, what do you mean? What does this mean, this deathbed moment? He says, it's this crisis, this facing of mortality is making everybody feel like they're on their deathbed. Even though they're going to survive, they're having the benefits of this deathbed moment where they review everything that's valuable in their life. And they compulsively, instinctively reach out to people who they feel are important to them. And in those moments, they're having the most important conversations that they can possibly have with the people around them, right? So that's his take on the positive element of what's going on. And it really had an effect on me to hear him talk this way, because I thought, there is something special going on. There's a reckoning for sure with our values here. And I notice it also in my own house. Okay, so what do I notice in my house? Now I'm locked down. I see almost nobody physically, although I'm calling people and FaceTiming like the rest of you guys. But one thing that the parents of this generation are dealing with right now is the kids are home from school. So we're spending a lot of time with the kids, much more time than we ever would before. So my daughter's 16. Okay, she's a teenager and she's on spring break. Now she can't really go out. We allow her to hang out with one friend because we don't want to expand the contamination vectors, but it's her spring break and there's not much for her to do. So we don't want to put any pressure on her and make her feel like she should be doing stuff. But what's happening is we're observing the way the modern American teenager will live if given their druthers and have no pressure from parents. Well, it turns out the way they live is different than the way I lived when I was a teenager. When I grew up, my mom wouldn't even let us watch television. She hated TV. She thought it was a waste of time. So we had no TV in the house. Just had reading and making stuff and being productive and running around outside. Today's teenager, my daughter is no exception. They will watch 6 to 8 hours of things on a screen per day. That's pretty much what's going to happen. And it's not really their fault. They're very addictive programs like, Snapchat and TikTok, and there's all this social media, and there's so much content there. And so they'll just sit there, honestly, for 6 or 8 hours. And they don't feel good about this, by the way. They're not proud of this. They're actually, many of them are rather ashamed. I was talking to a friend of mine whose kid's also a teenager, and the guy's son won't even share with him how many hours. He's like, Dad, please, I can't tell you. He feels terrible about himself, okay? So I'm in this dialogue now with my daughter where I notice I'm not on the screen hardly at all. I'm doing stuff. I'm lucky because my hobby and my career are the same thing. I can write stuff and think this is productive and useful and it's fun for me. Okay, but how do I somehow share that flame with her? I've talked to her about it, but you can't pressure somebody into wanting to do stuff. Now, for me, if you've hung with me in these Go Days before, I have a very distinct philosophy of happiness, which is essentially the idea that you're happier making things and being productive than you are when you're idle. That is why my slogan is life, right? That's my whole thing, is if you can find projects that you like, that's the funnest thing. Movie making is a project. Writing is a project. There's so many things that are projects. Even sometimes, like last week, I was talking about fixing a surfboard. That was a project that I loaded with meaning and felt good about my life because of this. So I'm having this conversation with my daughter and hoping that somehow she'll figure out something she wants to do, but we can't find anything. What about learning guitar? No. What about learning Spanish? Learning anything, just anything that's self-improvement. No. And then finally, she says to me, what about making a comedy video? What if I made a comedy video with my friend, the one friend I'm allowed to see? I say, yes, that's it. That's exactly what you want to do. Make a comedy video, right? This is the breakthrough I've been waiting for. Please go make a comedy video, right? But she says, how do I do it? How do you make a comedy video? Now, this moment is very, very important to me and loaded, because now the rubber really meets the road. I'm really tested now because I've been going around to Go Day shows claiming anybody can make comedy. Right now, here's my own daughter saying, how do you make a comedy video? All right, so I was forced to think, what are the core principles of comedy? How do you do it? And this is what I told her. And trust me, what you are about to hear is not in any comedy writing books. I've never heard this said before. I learned this the hard way, and it is worth more than gold if you're trying to write comedy. The first thing I said to her was, start with behavior. Now, what does that mean? This is something I learned the hard way, actually late in my career, from Judd Apatow on the show Love. When I was running the writer's room there, I had a great staff. Most of them had just come off of Parks and Rec, and we wrote up 5 scripts and gave them to Judd early on in the season. And they were so clever and funny, and he hated them. Why? He said, it's all banter. Banter. Don't give me banter. Give me behavior. The comedy of behavior is better than the comedy of banter. Forevermore, I thought behavior over banter is the key. Now I'm talking to a 16-year-old. What am I trying to say to her? What is the comedy of behavior? I say, okay, start here. You've got you, Sydney, and you got your friend, Abby. Okay, you guys are the 2 people in your little comedy video you're going to make. Who are you? Are you friends? Are you sisters? She goes, we're sisters. I go, okay. A funny behavior for any person, reliably, as an actor, is to lie. So what I want you to do is think of something where you are lying to your sister. What's a lie you could tell your sister? She says, off the top of my head, I could tell her, I'm wearing her sweatshirt, but I lie and say, no, it's not hers, it's my sweatshirt. I go, fine, that's a comedy premise. That's your premise, okay? Now, to turn this into a comedy sketch, what you want to do is go with the formula, premise, escalation, escalation, twist. Now that one I learned the hard way on the Ben Stiller show. I was hired on that show by Judd Apatow. I did not have a spec sketch packet. I had gotten on there with a spec Roseanne. I had to learn how to write sketches while on that show. And I developed this formula, premise, escalation, escalation, twist. What does it mean with my daughter's comedy video? Well, her premise is she's wearing a shirt that is her sister's shirt and she's lying about it. No, it's my shirt. Okay. What is an escalation of that? A bigger lie. Okay, so what would that mean? Okay, so suppose Abby says that's my shirt. No, it's my shirt. Okay, well, you know what then? I'm going to tell Mom. I'm going to tell Mom you took my shirt. Okay. the escalation is lie to mom, lie about mom. Mom's not here. Mom's gone. I thought I saw mom walking. No, that was her friend. All right, an escalation of the lie. All right, what's a third escalation of the lie? Abby, the sister, says, all right, if you stole my shirt, I'm going to call the police. And then Sydney says, you can't call the police. If you do, the house will explode. All right, that's an escalation. You're going from one lie to a bigger lie to a bigger lie, and then finally a twist. What is a twist in this case? Well, Sydney's been lying the whole time. What if the twist is she's not lying? What does that mean? All right, what if Abby, the character who claims Sydney is lying, says, all right, if you stole my shirt and you won't let me talk to mom, I'm going to call the police. Don't call the police. If you do, the house will explode. All right, Abby dials it. What's the twist? The house actually explodes. All right, see if you follow that. Premise, escalation, escalation, twist. Here's the video. Now, here's the crazy thing. They just went out and made the video. They took their phones, they filmed each other, they edited it on their little phones. They found an exploding house on YouTube, and they made this. Lower your expectations. They're teenagers after all. But notice how, with just a little bit of theory and a little bit of elbow grease and a cell phone and the editing program that you have on your own phone, you can make this thing, which delighted them.
Is that my shirt? No, I got it at the store. It's small. You wouldn't hurt it. Sure. It's called aardvark. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't. The animal? You wouldn't know it. I'm telling mom. Is she home? No, she's definitely not. She went to the store. I just think I saw her walking. No, that's my friend Betty. Betty? Yeah, from aardvark? I'm calling the police. No, don't do that. No, because if you do, our house will blow up. I know, it's a real thing. Because no, aardvark blow it up.
Now, the test of a piece of comedy is, do you laugh? Hey, I'm watching Zoom here. I saw 3 people laugh. It works. It's effective. And how about this? It's effective in teaching a young person you can think of something and make it and have the satisfaction of that all in an afternoon. This is what I most want to communicate to you. In addition to behavior over banter, lying is always funny, premise, escalation, escalation, twist. Notice the satisfaction that comes in making things. You're out there, you're listening to Reggie Watts talk about creativity. My suggestion to you is make something, make a little video on your phone, edit it together. You can do this. It's really, really fun and will give you a feeling like you're productive. And then you too can have the project-driven life.
Yay.
Now I'll go back to sipping coffee from a mug with my credits.
All right. As soon as we get back on, we can get our screenshot moment.
Oh, yeah. Do you consent, Brent, to a screen grab?
I hereby consent to a screen grab with the mug.
I hope we got it.
We got it. Okay, great.
Brent, thank you so much. That was really inspired. And are they going to make some more videos soon?
Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah, we're hoping there's we turn into a home video factory over here. So stay tuned.
Crank out that content.
Yeah, and Jamie, yes, I will teach a seminar on comedy online. If you guys give me the slightest encouragement that you want that, I would be delighted. I have endless amounts to share and teach about comedy writing. Would love to do it. So give me a nudge and we'll make it happen.
Consider yourself nudged, honey.
Yeah, nudge is happening right now. But we'll talk to this tomorrow, and everyone watching, stay tuned. Brent's been such a big proponent and supporter and performer at Dynasty since the day, literally the first Go Day was the first event we ever did that Brent was at. We've done the comedy knowledge drop. He's performed on shows and done great storytelling. So we'll be honored to at some point, hopefully in the next week or two. I don't know if that's possible, but
whenever you feel comfortable, a nudge without pressure. But yeah, inspiring, generous, and so packed full of knowledge that's so exciting to be on the receiving end of. And you put on a show, Brent.
You put on a damn
Hey,
show.
thanks, guys. Well, thank you. This stuff is what I live for, and you're doing a great service for all of us who are locked down. Mwah. I love you guys. Stay connected, stay safe, and good luck on your projects.
Thanks, Brent.
Not a good screen grab moment for me. Bye, Brent. Thank you.
Well, it just keeps getting better. You having fun, Vanessa?
Really
How are you?
is perfect. That's how I feel in real life. I'm not even asking for the lower third. Everything is perfect. What? How fun?
It's perfect. It is.
If we wanted to make it more fun, what could we do?
I can't think of anything that would be more fun right now than to dance. But how would we possibly dance on a live stream?
I'm not a dancer. Oh no. Well, on to the next. Wait, I got
Wait.
an idea. We have our friend who's an amazing comedian, a great writer, and a great dancer.
But what would be the chances that they could be in the Zoom right now and do the with first thing coming up?
Gosh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can try to make a phone call. Dooka 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 dook. Brr, brr. Atsuko? Hey, it's me, Vanessa from Dynasty Typewriter.
Say hi for me.
Oh, Jamie says hi too. Atsuko's here. She said she can make it. I think we're going to be able to pull this off against
way.
all odds.
All right. I guess we're back with Atsuka, also known as Atsuko.
Yeah, that was a strange inflection.
I'm
sorry you had to hear that, Atsuko.
Hi, no problems. Oh, am I on?
No, yes.
Yeah, we're live.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Oh my gosh, it is day 29.
We're in there. Atsuko, can we do a screen grab moment with you?
Of course.
A consensual screen grab? Do you consent?
Yeah, of course. Oh yes, consensual. Yes, it's it.
Wait, I want more arm and maybe
I'm doing comedian style.
I want more collarbone.
I do too. There. That's
So I
good.
look like I'm doing a
I
3-9.
think we got a really good one. We were all working our angles in new and exciting ways.
That's right. You know why?
No.
Because in this time of quarantine, it's also about looking hot.
Atsuko, we're gonna kick it to you, and you can just take us away.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Van Jam. And I will say, wow, my platform, let me tell you, I know if you tuned in last week, you might say, Atsuko, you were talking about looking hot last week, okay? I am a single issue candidate. That is the only platform I run on. Are you gonna be hot? Are you gonna be not, okay? And here's the thing, all right? I wasn't always this hot, okay? I wasn't always, but you can get to where I'm at. And it's just a flip of the switch, okay? Because I was down the other night. I was drinking. It was my 8th day drinking hard liquor. And then I said, hold on, this is gonna last longer. This quarantine is longer than 8 days, you know? And when they lift the gates, you know, and they say this lockdown is over, are you gonna be ready to go out into the world looking hot and fly and feeling your best self? That's what I'm prepping you for, okay? When they lift the gates, you don't wanna be looking like your quarantine self. No, you wanna say, I have been working on my hots. I have been working on myself. All right. So here it is. We're gonna get up. We're gonna dance. I got my backup dancer here with me, Ryan, my husband. And we're gonna do it, okay? We're gonna get up. We're gonna sissy that walk. We're gonna fly. So choose your bird of choice, okay? This is one of the moves. Fly. Okay. If you fly or if you fall, it don't matter. As you gave it your all, okay? All right. And then a little boom, pop, fly, boom. Oh, got it? All right. In preparation for the lockdown being over. Hit it, RuPaul. Oh, no. Wow. Whew. It's almost been a month, but...
Use myself up. Turn the world on and say, don't forget what my mama said. People talking since the beginning of time. Cause they paying your bills, pay the bitches no mind. And if I fly, or if I fall, which I can't say, I gave it all.
What kind of bird are you? You know?
Or if I fall,
Give it your all.
gotta beware, ain't no tea, ain't no shade. The same time, He's on fire now.
What is it?
Kiss the flame. And if I fly or if I fall, which I can say I gave it all. And if I fly or if I fall, I'm on my Now, sissy that walk.
Are you hot or not? We're gonna show your hips, okay? Show your hips. Oh yes, you're working on that hotness. It's not fitness, it's hotness, okay? All right. Slowly turn into the bird that you are.
Or if I fall, which I can say I gave it all. And if I fly or if I fall,
That's right. Are you hot or not?
sissy that walk.
Wow, give it up for your hotness. Give it up for Ryan. Wow. Wow, how was that? Was that so
That was
loud?
just what the doctor ordered.
Wow. That was what you guys are good at that, you know? Diagnosing.
I'm definitely exposed, Atsuko, in so many new awkward ways for at least 118 people.
That was
There's-
not a consensual screen grab zone.
That
Just
was not- if I see any screenshots, including me,
it's a violation.
yeah.
That's right.
Atsuko,
And
that was the
it's
best.
hard to- Thank you so much. It's so hard to consent when you're in motion.
I know that's a problem that's been going on for generations. We've got to crack it.
That's right. You have to talk first. That's what you
What
do.
kind of bird were you?
I was a raven.
Mm.
Oh, I love that for you.
Because I never go dark, you know. I figured I should choose an animal that I really is opposite of me. You know what I'm saying? How about you all? What kind of bird were you?
I think I was a flamingo, the kind they use for a golf club in the Alice in Wonderland movie.
Oh yes, yes, the most versatile kind.
Exactly. Practical birds.
Yes, yes. How about Jamie?
Oh, I was a knee-locked ostrich. Just
Oh, those are fast runners. You're a fast runner. Sammy?
good running.
I was not flapping at all. I'm sorry. I went to the bathroom.
You were a penguin.
I was
Yeah.
a penguin.
Like-
Penguin. Very good.
It's good. It's good. Thank you for letting me, you know, try to get that empowerment out of people again, you know.
Yeah,
Again, it's day
remember it.
29 for me, and it's been 29 days for me, you know, and I gotta say, none of my former lovers have reached out yet. So
I'm in a similar position, and that's okay. They're
yeah,
too intimidated.
like I said, you gotta flip the switch. That's why I decided I'm gonna reach out to them.
Oh, okay.
That's how you gotta.
Ryan in the room? Can Ryan hear this?
No, he's gone now.
Okay, perfect.
Do you think
Just
that's too
the
far?
word to the wise that opening up some of those doors could
Be a
open
portal
up
to
more
hell.
doors than you could ever imagine.
That's right. Yeah. Well, because I only dated carpenters too. So.
Oh. The musicians or
Oh yes.
um
Woodworkers. I was really into woodworkers. I think in this time they would be very useful to bring
oh,
into my life.
that would be great because you're married to an actor.
That's right. That's right.
You got to get someone a little more handy in
Mhm.
the apocalypse.
That's right. Someone like Jesus. Did someone say Easter?
Oh, he's risen indeed.
He is risen.
Atsuko, wait, I had a good question. Oh yeah, you're doing so many things, it looks like, from social media. Can you tell people where they can find performances or dance classes that you're doing or any other fun things?
Yes, you can find me at Atsuko Comedy, and then Let's Go Atsuko, which was live at Dynasty Typewriter. It's live at Dynasty Typewriter every month when there isn't a pandemic. But right now it is still a weekly podcast, and it's a show coming to you on Quibi, and so you can look out for all of that.
Yes, you're the best, Atsuko. We are so grateful to be friends.
You're the best. Thank you so much for your friendship. Thank you so much for the dance.
Oh,
Uh,
what a joy.
and hopefully you'll be back on soon.
Yes. Goodbye now.
Goodbye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Honestly, Vanessa, I was kind of looking at myself in the screen, and I think I'm a good dancer. Like, I think I'm a really good dancer. I think this is where I get maybe delusional. I think I can dance. Whatever that was would suggest otherwise.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to you, and I also wasn't paying attention to me. Blissfully, I was just dancing. I don't think I'm a really good dancer, but I do think I have a lot of spirit, which sometimes on the dance floor can sort of peacock itself as a dancer.
Which is fine. I mean, yeah, I've had so much fun on so many bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah dance floors. And it really is the letting go part of it. And I don't think I fully let go. That's the
I
problem.
don't think you have let go at all. I think you're going through some sort of inner hell right now, and I'd like you to just move on.
No, I wanted to acknowledge it so that we could all move on. And now I feel that it's out there and definitely not going to backfire. So let's move on with the show.
I can just see the Jamie dancing gifts taking over.
Thanks for planting that seed.
The first person that emails me a dancing gif of Jamie wins a pretty bounty.
Okay, let's move on with the show. I'm very excited to bring on our next guest.
As am I.
This person I met while working at the Hollywood Improv. They're an amazing comedy talent that's toured extensively around the world, and just one of the most dynamically
delightful
and high-spirited humans I've ever met. And so I was talking to him last week, and he was just so inspiring to me. I was like, you got to come on the damn Go Day. And so here he is. Give it up for Chase DuRousseau.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Am I sideways? Am I straight?
Sideways. You are sideways.
Okay. All right.
You're going to have to get in there. You're going to have to hack the mainframe, Chase.
How do you make it regular? That's a hold it. I'll just hold it. I'll just hold it.
Grandma.
Is that better?
That works better as far as angles, yeah.
Okay, good. Hi, squad. Wait, is it sideways now if I do that?
No, you're great. Oh,
look. Sideways?
Beautiful palace.
You like what I did there? This is what I'm doing. This is the plan. This is the plan. People, oh wait, I'm covering up my face. Okay. People on YouTube are filming their badass fireplaces so people can have something to read to. You know what I mean? You want to read your copy of Gravity's Rainbow? What you want to do is you want to have it in front of a fireplace. You turn your TV into a fireplace. But what if somebody filmed mediocre fireplaces? That's where I come in. Like I'm filming a fireplace, but it's 3 fireplaces. So this is the ultimate fireplace situation if you're going to have to read a book. You're going to want to go to my YouTube channel. That's my plan.
What's your YouTube channel? Fireplace Guy 42?
That could be the name. I like that. You know, we start thinking about people like, why go for this unattainable? Who lives in this? Who lives in this? Nobody lives in that. That's unattainable. Let's get something that's attainable. You can pretend to be in a Bronx apartment with a couple of screens on fireplaces. You know what I mean? You can pretend. What if I want to film a mediocre goldfish bowl? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a reasonable escape.
Instead of a gigantic aquarium, exactly. That should be the name, reasonableescapes.com.
By Fireplace Guy 42.
How you guys doing? What's going on with you?
We're hanging in there.
We're hanging in there, and we're having fun. I think this Go Day has been great so far. Have you been tuned in yourself?
Tuned into like my vibe or the show?
Let's focus on your vibe. That's more interesting for sure.
I've been in vibe world. I tell you one thing I discovered that I think people need to take advantage of right now is I don't know, maybe I'll turn this into a podcast or something. I don't know. My brain's I'm in a creative mode right now. I keep being creative. Dope snacks. Dope snacks are where the party's at. Right? You got a friend that's some type of brown or some culture that you don't understand. Be like, bro, what's equivalent? What's your Ruffles equivalent? Let me know so I can order it, try it out, and see what it's like to visit Turkey. Or
have you found any
Turkish Ruffles?
Yeah. Have you found any Ruffles equivalents? And
Hawaii.
That's a great question for our chat room right now in the comments. If you know of a Ruffles equivalent to another culture.
Yes. I don't know. Hawaii has some pretty good chips though. They have some real good chips over there in Hawaii. I know that much. But yeah, I'd like to know. Like, let's taste the world. Let's learn. You can learn about other cultures and stuff. Take advantage. That's what I'm trying to do.
Amen.
What cultures are you most excited to dive into?
What cultures? I want to try Belgium food because I don't know if a Belgium person is called like Belgiumese or like a Belgium American. Like, what do you call someone from Belgium? I don't know.
Maybe Belgian.
Oh, with an N. That's crazy. I never would have thought of that. That's a good twist. That's a good idea. That's good. That's good. I like that. Belgium with an N. Right on.
So you have a million projects and you've been so excited. What have you been spending most of your time on besides the fireplaces?
Well, right now I've been filming sketches and stuff, just kind of filming stuff in my apartment. I find that a lot of fun. Catching up on some reading, but just mostly just being creative and trying to stay in a good space. You know what I mean? Like everything's energy. So I try to keep the energy a certain thing that matches mine. Because some stuff can bring you down. Some people are toxic. Some entertainment is toxic. You know what I mean? You kind of gotta, keep your vibe right in all this. Otherwise, I can very easily go into a darkness wormhole and not accomplish anything. So,
what kind of stuff are you watching? What's keeping your vibe right in terms of entertainment?
Me, honestly, I hadn't played video games in so long, and I've been playing video games again. Because you get to be a hero and go on an adventure, and you get to choose what to say to people. So I've been playing a lot of games and stuff like that. Mostly single player, role playing games, stuff like that.
And that's keeping your energy up.
It's keeping my energy up. I got a workout game for my Nintendo Switch, so that's been good too. So I've been working out, which is great because I didn't work out before this. Like I just started like a week ago. So it's been a lot of fun. I don't hate it. It feels good. Good.
And Chase, you're one of the first people I knew that did transcendental meditation and went through the whole thing. Have you been tapping into that at all?
Yeah. I've been practicing that, and also like sort of what you eat. What you eat is also kind of important too. But yeah, I've been doing that. I've been doing that more and more. I definitely took a long break from that. I wish I didn't, but I probably didn't do it for like a few months, and then I just sort of got back into it, and I'm like, I don't know how I'd stop doing this to myself. You know what I mean? It's a form of self-harm to not do something that is good for you, that you're used to
doing. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. We go.
Yes. Yes, bro. You feel it.
Yeah, you bet. How do you? I mean, because I've never known you to be a person that I can even imagine you in a darker place. What does that look like? And then, how do you like get the energy up when you are in that place?
For me, it's understanding that just because you live by yourself, and this is my first time living by myself the whole time. I live with my mom. I've lived with roommates. I just started living by myself in November. And it's really learning that you yourself are your roommate. Like, you know how they say you're not yourself? Like on some Eckhart Tolle shit, like you're not yourself. You're also like, you're living with yourself. That's another person you have to clean up after. You have to give treats for yourself. You know what I mean? You have to reward yourself. You have to do nice things for yourself. You know what I mean? So That's important.
That's a mind-blowing concept.
Like when you make your bed, you're giving yourself a gift for when you walk back in the room. It's like, wow, I have the best maid ever. It's you, motherfucker. You're your own maid. You can have maids. You can have butlers.
You got chefs. You got snacks from all
yes!
over.
Yes. Barely started cooking for myself too. Barely started cooking for myself. I made my first bowl of spaghetti last week, so It was a ride. It was a ride. It was a ride. I was order out to eat guy the whole time. The whole time.
Oh, wait, take us on the spaghetti ride with you.
Well, luckily I have this thing. There's this thing that I do at a grocery store, and I can't be the only one that does this. But if Paul Newman's face is on it, I'm probably gonna love it. So he had marinara sauce. So I was like, I'm making spaghetti, bro. Paul Newman, Academy Award winning spaghetti. Yes. It was so good. So I love that. You just literally just made the pasta with just boil water and then put it in there. And when it gets soft enough, it's done. Then you pour that sauce on top of there, and that's it. And then I had some ground stuff, and I heated that up, and yeah, put it all in there.
It seems like Reasonable Escapes just got a new subreddit of dinners you can do.
Can you actually put that in that recipe together so we can put it out as PDF?
For sure, I will. I definitely will. I'll say this: it helped if you're adverse to cooking for yourself. If you're this deep into Corona world and you're still doing like cereal and shit, which I was doing that. If you like Legos, cooking is just like Legos. You just follow the instructions, but you get to eat it at the end instead of just look at a building. You get to eat
so much better than Legos.
Huh?
So much better than Legos.
We've all made the mistake.
So much better.
Chowing down on our Battlestar Galactica Legos. That's my Legos humor, y'all.
Really? Oh, and I feel like there's some joke to be made about and when you step on spaghetti, you don't want to kill yourself because you know how much it hurts when you step on a Lego.
Yes.
It needs work.
It's like is Prego or Ragu like the Duplo?
Oh, Prego is Duplo.
Prego is Duplo. Prego, right on.
Oh, you went straight for the good stuff. That top shelf Newman.
Newman, baby. Oh my God, his salad. You want to see the salad dressings? I was going to show you. A little sample of all my Newman right here. Look at that. And his balsamic vinaigrette from Paul Newman right there.
That is a beautiful man.
His face is amazing. I got the Newman's own sesame ginger. Pretty much every.
Problematic.
Cabernet Marinara. A lot of. I'm a huge. Oh look, he even has queso. He has queso. Paul Newman with a Mexican hat on. He has.
I don't think that his advertising team is making maybe culturally sensitive choices there.
I also think these are not on the market anymore.
What is?
These are all still available.
Yeah, his maple syrup. He shouldn't have been wearing the Aunt Jemima hat. That was kind of fucked up. But yeah, I really enjoy everything that's happening.
He's from a different time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I wonder what his ruffles will be.
I have no idea.
Chase, this has been so delightful. Thank you for energizing all of us.
Thank you. If you feel mad that this is happening, we're grounded for something that we all did. We all did something fucked up in our life. But after this, you can no longer shit on yourself for that thing that you were kicking yourself for. This is you being grounded for it. We're all grounded. We're all grounded right now. So let it go.
Be forgiven.
Let's move forward. Yeah, let's move forward. Let it go.
We will. And I hope you'll come back and join us again.
At any time, for sure.
Are you free? Oh yeah, we need to do a consensual screen grab. Do you consent to a screen grab?
Absolutely.
Ready?
On the count of 3. I think we got it.
Okay, good.
Did you get it? Okay, good. To the selfie angle.
I know you have to really, yeah.
This is a forever angle. For the present. This is the present. This is forever.
Thank you, Chase. We'll try to talk to you really soon, but you're
Thank
so
you, guys.
wonderful and inspiring.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You guys are too. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that my vibe got to sync up with y'all's vibe, and we got to share this. This is just good vibes happening right now. I appreciate you guys. All love. All love.
All love. We'll talk
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Oh, that guy's a bummer.
Oh, I love Chase. That was fun. Great. Well, we're at 90 minutes.
And
Somehow.
we're not done, but we do have our final guest, which I think is, I mean, at this point last week, we were still like, how do you feel, Jamie?
Right. I don't know. And it took me 2 minutes to say, I don't know. So let's, I guess, cut straight to our last guest.
Yeah, we're so excited. You might know her from Glow, in which she has played Melrose. You might know her from comedy. And if you are an Idol fan, you might know her from way back when on American Idol. She is one of the most wonderful, hilarious, beautiful people we know.
Put your hands together for Jackie.
Jackie Tohn! Applause.
Applause. Applause. Applause.
Welcome, Jackie.
We're live.
We're on. Oh, you can stop. You got to stop, Jackie. Oh, you got to plug your audio in.
We might have an audio situation.
Oh, I think you just have to click a thing that says join audio.
It's a join audio situation.
We've got a join audio situation.
We have a join audio situation.
Your audio
we're
is
in.
joined.
Guys, I signed into this Zoom such a long time ago. It's gone again? Guys, I signed
Oh no, your YouTube's playing.
It's gone again? Guys, I signed it.
Sometimes the flaws are what brings the humanity to life, is what we've always said.
I've always
what we always
I
say.
can say that in a bunch of different languages. That's how often I say it. Is how important it is to me. I've learned it in French, Russian, English, Yiddish, and German.
What is Yiddish for that one?
Mit dein Toches mechanisch tanzen in zwei Rasenes. Yeah.
Nailed it.
That means with one ass you can't dance at two weddings.
Is that real?
That is real. I actually do speak a little Yiddish, so I'm so glad you asked that. And it wasn't the thing I lied and said it was, but it was something.
And it was good.
Thank you.
I want to break it down for a moment. So if you have one ass, you can't. If you have only one ass, you can't dance with two people at a wedding?
No, you can't be at two weddings. Yeah.
Basically, it's just a Yiddish way of saying you can't be in two places at once.
Right. And the wedding is what heightens it.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, some people who don't want to go to weddings, decrease. What's the opposite of heighten?
Lowers.
I was going to say lower, but then I was like, it's not giving me
exciting. Yeah.
I imagine like in a shtetl, that there wasn't it would be like a mortal sin to have a wedding on the same night as someone else.
Could you imagine?
I couldn't imagine.
No, it's the Apfelbaums and the Rosenbergs, and it's like have it on a different weekend.
Right.
How dare they? There's not enough providers of wedding paraphernalia to do this on the shtetl.
No, we all share the very few table settings that there is for the weddings in the shtetl. Oh man, everything I do lately is like, if you're not Jewish, it's just not, you're not gonna have any idea what's going on. I need to stop that. Get more mainstream.
Yeah, no. Please. It's Easter, Jackie.
Oh no, why do you think I'm available?
But how was your Passover?
I didn't even have one at all. Like I didn't even have a virtual one. I didn't even make a plate. I didn't even read the Haggadah. I did nothing. I feel bad.
You didn't even read the Haggadah.
I didn't do anything. Like I didn't even like take up the little book out and even like look at it. I didn't even lean toward attempting to even fake a
Is this
Passover.
the first time, or do you have a very special relationship with Passover, where that was an anomaly?
I don't, but I generally go. I mean, I can't remember the last time I didn't go to a Seder at all, and they're never mine. You know, I'm never hosting, and like I don't have the books and all.
Always stuff. The Seder attendee, never the Seder host.
That's right.
That's what I always said.
That's right.
We've got a question for you, Jackie. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, but I want to know why you look so pretty for the quarantine. You did a little face.
Oh yeah, because this people grabbed pictures last time so people can see us, and it was horrible news for me. You
like
don't have to
it's gonna
You're
be
working with better raw material than I am. You look
I mean, look at this height. I would have washed it. What? Look at what?
Look at that height.
It's good height.
Celebrated.
Part of it. I mean, lower.
We have a question from our watchers from Powerful B. How did you become friends with Tiny Chef?
I love this question. Chef is my very close friend. So I became friends with the Tiny Chef because a year or more ago, I have a very weird affinity toward miniatures.
You're in good company.
They make me grit my teeth.
So we know this.
Yeah, I love minis. I've always loved minis. In fact, when I was growing up, I loved minis and bigs. And there was a store on Long Island that sold, like I remember in my childhood bedroom, there was like I had like a 5 or 6 foot tall to scale tennis racket and tennis ball and a huge crayon, but then also like a tiny tea kettle and like all these little tiny bullshits. And I have no idea where this came from. So I followed an account on Instagram called The Daily Mini. And she had Chef on there when that account had like 14,000 followers. And then I showed Chef to my best friend, who is Kristen Bell. Speaking of minis, the most miniature actress that everyone ever did know. Too small to see with the naked eye. And I showed her Chef, and she was like, "What? This is my favorite thing I've ever seen." And then she started working with them. Hence, now they've blown up. Now they're a whole thing.
A tiny thing had a meteoric rise to huge success.
Yeah, now they have like they're going to have a Nickelodeon show, and they have a cookbook, and they have all this stuff, and they've got, yeah, it's great.
And they're so tiny.
But it's without a microscope, almost impossible to see.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And Jackie, we're actually currently in the stages of building a miniature Dynasty stage. So maybe with your help, you could be one of the first performers in this mini stage.
Oh yeah.
How do I do it? How do I get to be so small?
We have the
technology. You just use OBS.
And Rick Moranis.
You just use OBS and the
BMX.
Discord.
BMX, sure. And BMX and DMX, the bike and the rapper, which is crazy, yeah.
And we can really compact it. We'll have to show you a picture of the stage that is in construction.
I already
Should I just break it out right now and show?
Maybe. Because I feel like you know what happens when I hear about
you're having, you need to whatever the word for lower is that we
so how about that callback? No one knows the opposite of heighten. We want to
nosedive your expectations.
Look at this. Hold on. There's the red curtain part.
You want to perform, Jackie?
Perform.
Guys, my schedule for 2020 and 2021 just filled right up. What's crazy?
You could headline, Jack.
I had some open dates, and what's weird is my phone is blowing up, and I have no more time.
Oh, they're actually cutting too. Good job, Sammy.
Oh wow.
On YouTube right now, you can kind of see how it actually got worse.
I closed the YouTube because I was ruining it by doubling the audio.
You made the right decision, and you're making the right decision to not give us your availability for a tiny.
No, so busy.
Yeah, I get it. Hollywood. I mean, especially right now.
No, we could do a weekend. We'll just do it on a weekend because that's when you have time off.
I was on the time. I know time. It's funny. You can't. We're in this. Everyone being like, "Hey, can you do?" You're like, "Of course." What else am I doing? Like, of course I can. What have you guys been doing to fill the time?
Well, you saw Jamie's stage.
I mean, sure. And that had to be what? That had to start before the pandemic, right? Because that looks really. So you probably worked on that for a couple
weeks
months.
Before the pandemic, but I'm putting about 18 hours a day into it right now.
4 or 5 months, sure.
And it shows because of craftsmanship.
Yeah. At very high levels. Did you ever see that? Yeah, Jamie. Actually, there's a bridge in LA he built, just stone by stone. It's gorgeous. That one when you're driving.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful
Franklin, right by the Trader Joe's behind there. Jamie built that with his hands. Yeah.
Yeah, over the course of the last pandemic.
That's right. The bubonic over this, of course.
Yeah, 1918, hot year for bridge building.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just wanted to be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie, do you have creativity tips for anyone? How are you staying sane right now?
I have a couple secrets, and one of them is, oh my crackness, and he's sleeping.
Oh gosh.
I guess he's curled up tight in a cashew position. He makes me you want to talk about minis. Sometimes I think I might bite my teeth so hard they're going to shatter, but I think I'll be all right. That's true. I just bite him and bite him. He is my best friend. His name is Glenn. My boyfriend is upstairs Zooming with his family playing Pictionary, and his dog named Bear is here, who's a Corgi Chow. So if you don't mind, he's shaped like a loaf of bread, and his legs are 1/2 of a quarter of a half of a quarter inch.
I accept.
And he's a black tongue. He's crazy. And his name is Bear, and he looks like a bear.
Oh.
So, but then how I'm how I'm staying sane is a separate question from what I'm doing to be creative. But actually, they have the same answer. I'm working with my writing partner on a movie we started in 2017, and thank the good Lord, not my Lord, but the Lord, people seem to really respond to. I have we have all this time to work on this movie that well, that's what I was going to say. Thank the good Lord, I've been so busy. So I haven't had time to work. She and I would be doing like a couple 2-hour sessions a week. And now we're legitimately working on this thing like 11 to 4, 6 days a week. We just finished the second draft. And so we're just banging it out. And we have this rare time, I think, I guess if this speaks to creatives in any way, to sort of live inside the thing as opposed to, I know that I don't know if you guys feel this way, but there's a lot of things I like to do. And so I'm doing one thing and then it's very rare that I'm uni focused. And now with the writing process of this feature, we are just like inside. I wake up every morning and I go, oh, that's the fix of that scene, or that's what this character needs to be doing, or that doesn't call that back, or how's it? And everything I watch, my boyfriend and I started watching Jack Ryan. It's fine. But even that, which has nothing to do with my movie that's a romantic comedy, that's a musical. But I'm watching Jack Ryan going, oh, see how they did it. We can do it like, it's just everything is making me think of it. Everything is making me sort of live in it. So I think if there's any creativity advice, it's like, maybe just try to do the one thing instead of like, oh, I have all this time. Maybe I'll throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. Because I can't ever focus. And this is, I would say, the first time in my life career or whatever that I've been able to go like, cool, I'm just gonna do that thing. Something?
I think that's
really good.
Absolutely good advice for pandemic or not. But if there's one thing to embrace, we're not scattered and going to work and doing 1,000 things. Pick the thing.
Live in it and breathe it.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's so exciting.
Thanks. I've always gotten frustrated in my life with all the things I've wanted. It's been a joy to have all these things I've wanted to do, but the frustration has come in when people have said that to me. Jackie, you got to pick the thing and focus on it. And I've always been like, no, I'm never going to do that. And if that means I'm not going to be successful, then that sucks. And I hope that's not the case, but it just hasn't been, my brain doesn't operate that way. So this is the first time it has. And I'm kind of kicking Jackie from the past and going like, look how much shit you could have gotten.
Because she did great stuff.
That's
and
true.
she's wonderful.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do this, Jackie, without that, Jackie.
That's true. I appreciate that. And we just realized that Jackie from the past, from 5 years ago, made an EP of music she never put out. And it's going to be a lot of the music in this movie. And it's wild how much it clicks. It's literally, and we never knew about this movie. And now I just got chills again. I played this song for my writing partner and she was like, is this a joke? How is I'm going to cry. How is every lyric in this song you wrote in 2014 to do with our movie? And I was like, bro, I don't know. It's wild. So it's crazy. All the little things are coming in.
Jamie and I are having little moments like that too with projects that we've put a lot of our creative stuff on the back burner while we've really been obviously focusing on the theater. And
you've been opening the best venue in Los Angeles. Sure.
Bless your heart. But now that we're revisiting, we're doing the same thing in terms of revisiting projects that we've had on the back burner or things we've just sort of been pecking away at. And it's crazy how much like the work that you do present day is going to inform the things that are waiting for you, and
Wild.
you're always like weaving, even if you don't know it.
Such chills. You're like, past me really took care of this movie writing me, who was like, my head isn't even in songwriting that much right now. So I was like, God, how am I going to go from movie writing back? But in 2015, my head was only in songwriting. So I'm pulling from that well.
And it talks about too, like, I know so many creative people, we have all these things on the back burner, things that we never thought we'd get back to. It just validates that all that time, even if it never sees the light of day again, is getting you closer to a thing. So as long as
that's such a good point. That it is all, no, it is. I was thinking about like all that stuff that you didn't know, like why you did it, and that it felt like there's a piece of the movie that sort of talks about that too, which is this whole chunk where she sort of feels like she's wasting her time, and it all sort of comes back, and there was a reason for all of it.
Well, we can't wait to see it in the theaters. You think summer release?
I think it's probably like 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's gonna be
awesome.
Right now. Yeah. It's just it's gonna be a flip book, but you guys will love it.
I love mini flip books. Do you know the Yiddish? I think it's "gay gesunder hay, gay gesunder something."
Yeah, gay gesunder height, like be well, be healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just say like gay gesunder height.
Oh, but then there was like my grandma taught to me. It's like whenever I was going on a big trip, go in peace and health, and come back in peace and health.
Oh, and that feels like it's the same one. No, not gay gesunder height.
It's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
But
I think if I may, I believe it is.
Yeah, Vanessa, no, Vanessa.
Gay gazunta, hey, gay gazunta, I go.
Nailed it. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us.
I didn't even do anything. I just
you come back and do things. You did do things because you inspired people, us included. But we'd love to have you whenever you want to do things.
Great. I'll play with you guys. You know this is the facts. Anytime, any day.
Oh yeah, we have to do a consensual screen grab.
Funny.
Do you consent?
Of course.
Grabbed it.
Did I blank? Did I blank?
I hope we got a good one in there. Really
we'll have you back soon, and we can't wait to have you back at the theater one day.
Oh, mother.
Back when humans can be humans together.
I don't even know. I'm so sad. Okay, well, we're creative, and we're flourishing, and we're lucky, and we're grateful, and you guys are very attractive, so just put that in your fucking pipe, you know?
You are, and you get to bite 2 dogs whenever you want.
Oh, I'm gonna calm down.
Go nibble them.
Bye, guys. Love ya.
Bye, love you. Thanks, Jackie. Sometimes the world is so beautiful. Ooh, when you're hanging out with some of your cool friends.
Keep going. This is good.
Oh, no, that's the whole thing. That's all I wrote.
Oh, you wrote it. You wrote that.
Yeah, I wrote that.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Well, I guess we're wrapping up the show. We have a couple more things we want to get to, but thank you to all of our guests so far. Thank you to everyone that's still tuned in. Thank you to everyone that's commenting. Let's get to our final. We have a quick poem from someone that you should know if you've watched this before. Welcome to the stage, my mom, Vicki Flam, Mama Flam.
In the ham. Whoop.
And the fan above. I don't know how this is going to play.
Got a fan cam. A Flam fan cam.
Vicki.
She's connecting to audio.
Mom. This is hilarious. What does the fan cam says?
Oh.
You put on your Easter hat?
Connecting to audio.
You put on your Easter hat?
You gotta turn the YouTube
Could have predicted this. Could have predicted this, Mom.
Turn the YouTube off.
Turn the YouTube off. I mean, I think.
Okay, now I'm confused.
Turn off.
Can you hear me?
We sure can, but you got to turn off the YouTube. Turn off.
What do I do?
Press pause on the YouTube or turn off the sound on the YouTube. I'd say disconnect on the YouTube.
Hold on.
Press pause on the YouTube or turn off the sound on the YouTube. I'd say disconnect on the YouTube.
If I just turn on my computer, is that the same?
That would be effective as well. Oh, you would not hear us, perhaps. No, you are because you're on the phone. That would be effective as well.
Okay, now.
Beautiful.
Stay with this.
Don't touch a thing.
Mom, how are you? It
And
seems like you have
I am wearing my hat because it's a bad hair day, but I put on a little lipstick.
You look gorgeous.
Yeah. What's it? A sow's purse or a sow's lips? How's that saying go? I don't know.
I think it's Gizigan High, Gizigan Hoy.
I can't see me.
You don't have to, Mom. Just worry about Zoom.
Okay. I'm on Zoom. I was fading. I'm sorry. Fade in, fade out.
We're all fading in and fading out right now in our lives.
Oh God. My poems don't even make sense. But I wrote a little.
Don't worry about it.
I'm
You
just-
should.
What? What?
Well, I mean, it's better to have your face, but the fan is nice, and the ceiling is beautiful. It's vaulted wood. I don't know what.
To a high sheen.
That beam is 30 feet long and it weighs 1,200 pounds, and it needed 2 cranes to put up there.
Beam talk.
I think we have a new show. Yeah. Hashtag beam talk.
How big is your beam?
How big is your beam? Mom, what's happening?
I don't know.
Why don't you look at the camera and read your poem?
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so you wrote a poem and you're going to share about today's guest.
Well, I'm just going to read one.
Okay.
Right.
It's for Atsuko.
Oh.
Atsuko, you can never leave, can never make us grieve. Abandonment, a concept of which we can't conceive. She's on her way, she leads the way to rave reviews, Time Out LA. She'll never be a conceited big wheel. Atsuko is real, the real deal. Quoted, do not do webcam. She was quoted, do not do webcamming now. I'm not that fucking presumptuous. To that I say, you're very wrong. It's needed now for all of us. Now she sells Atsuko merch. I found it on a website search. Shirts with hoods, her retail goods, laptop stickers and mugs to chug. T-shirts for all, up to 5 extra large, also at no extra charge. Please don't cease to carry these. We're stuck at home, we're all obese. We beg your sizes to increase a Renaissance fat lady's masterpiece.
Mom, you look great. Did you
You're
order
not
anything?
looking Rubenesque at all. You're looking very thin.
You're looking very good.
You're looking very thin.
Oh wait. I did write one for Jackie.
All right, let's get to the Jackie poem.
It's real quick. Tohn resume chocked full with glow for those of you who are in the know. Melanie Rosen got the got the part, she was the chosen. History shows her history shows Howard Stern, she vied for Robin Quivers. Singing Shallow, Bradley Cooper like Lady Gaga on Marijuana. American Idol season 8, top 36, still in the mix. Hollywood bound, her voice was found, top 10 not in her fate, but still she can crow that she was top 10 not in her fate, but still can crow was kicked out late. I'm done.
Tell us more about those beams, Vicki.
Yeah, let's go back to beam talk.
Fuck you. Now listen to me. I have one thing to say to you because Brent Forrester said it. Humor comes from behavior, okay? It's not what's written, it's how it's behaved. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jamie, you have to tell Jamie to edit my videos together because that is all behavioral humor.
Edit Vicki's videos, Jamie.
Okay.
Stop looking at me like that.
It's hard not to look at you any other way because I'm looking up into your nostrils.
I'm getting ready for a COVID-19 swab.
You've got no nose hairs. Congratulations on that slick passageway for 2.
Well, but do notice though that I'm not showing you under my chin.
We're back to Flam fan.
Okay, Mom, we need to go a consensual screenshot. So do us a favor, put the phone so we get like a nice straight look at you.
Hit the phone?
No, just get it so you like the way you look.
That's never gonna happen.
Okay, just get it higher.
A little bit higher. Put it up. Put your hand. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
And
there we go.
smile.
Now make a nice face.
On the count of 3, we're gonna do a consensual screenshot. Well, you better get the phone. It's probably grandma. Give her my best. And Mom, we will talk to you next week.
Better be sooner than that. And it is grandma. Bye.
Vicky's a queen. The undisputed queen of rock.
Right, so
Oh, wait, we're getting to our final notions, but we do want to show you guys, we have a really great show next week. Thank you guys for still being tuned in right now. Next week, we have Matt O'Brien, who made the Dynapop commercial we saw earlier. We have amazing comedian Beth Stelling, and we have a magician / wonderful human, Taylor Hughes, who we love and miss so much. And Taylor made a magical video for us to enjoy now. Watch the video.
Oh, what a wondrous, enchanting soul that Taylor is, and he's been another person. If you haven't been to Dynasty in a while, but you may have noticed that we have beautiful shell footlights on the stage, and Taylor helped make that happen because he was preparing for a special. But
he gifted them to the theater. He is the most, again, just another generous, inspiring, endlessly positive person who just created the perfect little tribute. It makes me miss the theater and Dynapop, and also I feel so grateful for like this bonkers world that we live in. How did he get M&Ms to come out of a notebook?
The question that we've been asking ourselves as a humanity for millennia.
I've been shaking every notebook in this house and no candy falls out.
I did get a couple of red hots out of my old Gideon's Bible. But those were, I don't know.
We have had so much fun. This is our final notions section of the show.
Final notions.
We're back. Final notions.
Where to start?
Time of the show where we get to kind of wrap things up and take stock and talk about the future. We'll start by saying, as we have so much gratitude that we get to do this, that we have a team in place that allows us to do this. So let's give a quick thank you to our entire Dynasty production team, starting with Mike Macaluso.
Manning those Zoom rooms like a pro. Mike had never manned a Zoom room before the pandemic, and now he's handling these waiting rooms like nobody's business. You keep going.
Give it up for Mary Sadler, who has been helping in so many ways. And
the original deep dish.
To Sean Casey, who's if he is probably taking notes. Which, by the way, if you were listening to the last one, we were a little bit late, but we will have notes available hopefully by Monday. So thank you, Sean, for everything. And Dan.
Man, in those comments, Dan's a dream man. He made all these beautiful visuals that Sammy's been implementing. He is another just positive little powerhouse. And we really had to fight him to get him to put that low resolution crowd porn image in there because he has higher standards than we do. So thanks, Dan, for trying to hold up the fort. We're going to keep knocking it down.
And finally, Sammy, who's running the OBS, running the show, running the ship, learning how to use this stuff. And I can say that today's live cast was like and last week was a great first start, but like we've come a long way. And so give it up for Sammy.
Sammy, you're wonderful.
Truly wonderful. So that's our team. We want to thank you all for watching.
Oh, please subscribe because we are just in the very beginning stages of organically trying to build this channel up. We've never touched it as a thing to use before the pandemic, so this is new. So if you can subscribe, that'd be great. Keep an eye out for upcoming streams and programming.
Including
crowd porn.
So if you've watched the whole thing, at the top of the show, we had our crowd porn segment. We have great vision for what crowd porn can become as a concept. So Wednesday night, we're planning for an 8:30 crowd porn dedicated show. If you want to get your fix of
you want to send us pictures of your craziest crowds or the funniest crowds, the hottest crowds ever, send them to contact@Dynasty. Oh, and guess what, guys? If you leave a review for this episode in the comments, you could win a free t-shirt. I just got that word from the top.
So just leave a comment on YouTube.
Leave a review for this episode in the comments. They can win a t-shirt. So that's exciting. Also, a reminder that we are, a small business at a time where we cannot be doing business as usual. So if you go to dynastytypewriter.com/support, you will see a few ways that you can support us during this wild time, including our souvenir shop. We've got a lot of fun merch, including Go Day stuff. Eventbrite, a supporter link, and Go Day itself. We want to keep making Go Day free, but if you are in the position that you can purchase a ticket at any level, that goes straight to helping us stay afloat during this time. So dynastytypewriter/support. We really appreciate it more than you know.
So I think that we've covered it all. We had so much fun today, and we're 28 minutes. I mean, if we go for 28 more minutes, we can rival last week. But
let's not.
Guess what? We have, and it's a good reminder and a good way to end the show. Is like you can only you set these goals. You want to get better. Our goal was to have this to be 90 minutes, but guess what? We're still 30 minutes under what we were last week.
And we had 2 more guests this week than we did last week. And as we all know, you can't have 2 asses at the same wedding.
That's a way to do it. On behalf of myself and Vanessa and the whole staff, Gegas under Huch, Lengas under Gunch.
Legas under Huch, Legas under Gunch. We always say that.